In this world, there is probably no woman more unfortunate than this woman. Already suffering from terminal cancer, she also caught her best friend and her husband having an affair. This miserable couple, her husband not only did not feel ashamed but also pushed her to fall and hit her head on the corner of the table. This unfortunate woman should have gone to court alone. However, she was lucky to be reborn 10 years before the tragedy happened. Her husband's voice called her, waking her up. This woman with all her misfortunes is named Jigwon. Since getting married, her life has been like hell. Tranjong, the day she stood on the wedding aisle, the day she should have been happy, her mother-in-law scolded her for being uneducated. If no one taught her to be a good person, then let her mother-in-law teach her instead. After getting married, her life became even more tragic. Just because she had been married for a long time but had no children, her mother-in-law made things difficult for her. After a while, her husband decided to think about staying at home and playing with stocks. Although the family was currently in debt, he still kept his habit of doing whatever he wanted. After hearing the news, his mother-in-law not only did not forbid or stop him, but also supported her son wholeheartedly. She thought that men had to take risks to become rich. In addition, her husband was a good flatterer. He promised that he would definitely earn a lot of money in the future. He would definitely bring a lot of money back to his mother. One gloomy day, Jigwon found out that she had cancer. After hearing the news, the first thing her mother-in-law thought of was not how to treat her daughter-in-law. Instead, she sat there blaming her son for marrying such a person. Instead of worrying about his wife, her son only thought about who would cook for him every day after she went to the hospital. This mother and son were not animals, they were not humans. Humans would definitely not say such animalistic words. Things didn't stop there. Fearing that the family would run out of money for food, her mother-in-law also told Jigwon not to tell anyone in the company about her illness. She had to work to earn money for this family until she was no longer able to work. After being hospitalized for treatment, the only person who visited Jigwon was her best friend Sumin. Seeing Sumin visit Jigwon, she exclaimed that having a best friend was so wonderful. Who would have thought that even though they called each other best friends, they were each taking care of their own things. Jigwon had no idea that the person she considered her best friend had been secretly having an affair with her husband for a long time. Although she didn't know who the green tea girl was who was having an affair with her husband, Jigwon knew that her husband was having an affair. One time, while holding her husband's phone, Jigwon accidentally saw a text message saying, "I miss you." However, just a moment later, her husband took back that message. As soon as she finished speaking, her best friend's phone rang repeatedly. She looked at her friend's somewhat shabby shoes. While she was talking about her thin shoes, the doctor announced that it was time for Jigwon to go deliver the medicine. At this time, Sumin was still flattering and advising Jigwon to try to hold on to her life. This life is so beautiful, she absolutely cannot give it up too soon. Who would have thought that the official was still showing concern for Jigwon, but a moment later, Sumin hurriedly went to find her best friend's husband. The two met like dry wood meeting a big fire. The sweet flame of love quickly burned both of them. While the couple was making love, Jigwon received an urgent notice from the hospital. If Jigwon wanted to continue treatment, she would have to pay the hospital fee. She really didn't know if her family wanted to pay or take her home to wait for the day she went to see the king. Jigwon called her husband until the phone was burning, but no one bothered to pick up. Because her husband was busy having fun with her best friend. With no other choice, Jigwon tried to endure the pain that was weighing on her and dragged herself out of the hospital. She had just reached the hospital gate when a taxi suddenly appeared from somewhere. After getting in the car, Jigwon confided in the driver a lot. She was worried about her unstable health and her unstable family. The driver told her that at noon, the movie had to wait for the ending. She had to go to the end of the road to see the ending for herself. As soon as he finished speaking, the driver suddenly turned the wheel. The car suddenly entered a strange road. Jigwon had never seen this strange road since she was born. It appeared in Jigwon's life by chance. After going through a dark tunnel, it was a road full of flowers. Finally, the car stopped in front of Jigwon's house. Before saying goodbye, the driver returned Jigwon the fare, saying that today was his last day as a taxi driver. So he gave Jigwon this small amount of money. Just think of it as a father giving his daughter some pocket money. He hoped Jigwon would keep this money as a souvenir. He believed that after receiving this money, Jigwon would immediately become healthy. Only then would she be able to live happily and healthily to earn a lot of money. In the future, she would definitely meet a man who was willing to sacrifice everything for her. She would definitely live a life of dignity. Happier now. Jigwon had just entered the house when she saw her best friend's bright red shoes. Taking another step, she heard the couple planning to buy insurance for her. They bought insurance for her to steal the huge insurance money. Hearing that, Jigwon was so angry that she wanted to go crazy. She angrily knocked on the door and shouted loudly, wanting to send this pair of cats and chickens to meet the king. I must report you for your crimes. What are you doing is no different from fraud. Oh my God, what the hell are you doing? Who do you think you are? Today, I must send you two to meet the king. Saying that, Jigwon sat down on the floor in pain. At this point, Sumin still wanted to play the good guy. She slowly walked in front of Jigwon, pretending to be innocent. Since things had come to this point, Jigwon would only die if she tried. No matter what, the living must continue to live. Isn't Jigwon about to die? It's a waste for her husband to let her best friend use it. Sumin is also shameless. Jigwon probably only thinks about herself. Seeing her best friend shameless, Jigwon is so angry that she wants to go crazy. Jigwon swears that even if she goes to hell, she will drag Sumin along. Hearing that, her husband angrily runs out and scolds her for being a good-for-nothing. If you want to go to the king's court, go by yourself, we don't need you. Saying that, he pushed her down and hit her head on the table. Just a second ago, Jigwon was pushed to her death by her own husband, but a second later, she was transported to 10 years ago. Her blurry vision gradually became clearer. The man who had personally sent her off to the king's court made Jigwon panic. Then she kept throwing things at him. She even grabbed her husband's hair in front of many colleagues. Manhwa was about to fight back when a man appeared and pushed him away. He reminded Jigwon that this was a company, not a market. Hearing that, Jigwon looked around in panic. Seeing that her hands were no longer marked with injections, she ran madly to the mirror. Up until now, Jigwon still didn't understand what had happened. In her panic, Jigwon accidentally knocked over a pot of boiling water. Once again, it was the department head who saved her life. As soon as Jigwon raised her head, she saw her best friend, Sumin, who was worried about her. In a blink of an eye, Jigwon suddenly remembered the mean words Sumin had said before she crossed over. Jigwon ran madly outside. She didn't care that her shoes had fallen off. While running to the subway, Jigwon unfortunately got a cramp in her foot. This time, it was the department head who appeared in time to save her. Jaehyuk took her shoes and chased after Jigwon. Looking up, Jigwon saw the surrounding scenery as if it was going back in time. It wasn't until the surrounding scenery returned to 2013 that everything stopped. Jaehyuk not only took Jigwon home but also gave her some money because he knew she was going out in a hurry. After returning home, Jigwon felt that everything was both familiar and strange. It wasn't until she saw the expiration date on the food in the refrigerator that Jigwon believed that she had returned to 10 years before the tragedy happened. After eating her fill, Jigwon began to resolve the confusion. She knew what kind of person Jaehyuk was who had saved her 3 times. In 2021, Jaehyuk was promoted to head of the Department of Although no one knew his true identity at the moment, he was actually the grandson of the founder of Thinking of this, Jigwon took out the money that Jaehyuk gave her. However, she suddenly discovered that she had brought the money that the driver gave her before she crossed over. Moreover, there was a heart on the money. It was Jigwon's father who drew this heart when he was still alive. In a moment, Jigwon understood everything. The person who helped her cross over was her father. When Jigwon understood this, the driver's photo had also changed. The things hanging in the car also turned into the common axis of the father and daughter. Jigwon was immersed in grief when she suddenly heard the sound of the door opening. It turned out that Manhwa had come to find her. The two of them led each other to a roadside restaurant. At the same time, her best friend Sumin also kept texting Jigwon to ask what she was doing. Manhwa asked Jigwon to come here to ask her why she made things difficult for him during the day. Actually, Manhwa wanted to ask Jigwon when they would finally be able to have children. It had been a long time since they slept together. Hearing this, Jigwon suddenly remembered the time before she crossed over. At that time, Jigwon also thought she was pregnant. However, after going to the doctor, she said that all her symptoms were just due to the pressure of life. That's why Jigwon had gastritis. Seeing Jigwon's absent-minded appearance, Manhwa thought he had said something wrong. He quickly said that he was just joking. If it was before she was reborn, Jigwon would still half believe it. However, now she knew Manhwa's true face. Thinking of this, Jigwon immediately said that she had gastritis and was not pregnant. At the same time, Jigwon also suggested breaking up with Manhwa. After hearing the news that Jigwon wanted to break up with Manhwa, she immediately crazy. You're not pregnant? You just have gastritis? Then why are you so sensitive? Let's go our separate ways. I have nothing more to say, right? Are you done talking? Today when you were mad at me in the company, I tried to sympathize with you because I thought you were pregnant. But at night, you said you wanted to break up with me. Let me go. This rotten woman. What did I say wrong? Why did you get mad at me? Are you crazy to say such things? You're the crazy one. You were the one who pushed me to the brink, but now you can't stand it when I say break up. Let me go. What right do you have to break up with me? I have to send you to your ancestors. Tell me what right do you have to have? This girl has the ability to predict the future. She knew that the next second her best friend would pretend to bump into her and dump a tray of food on her face. So the next second she turned the tables. Let's sit over there, damn it. The girl had perfectly avoided her best friend's plot. Everything was because the girl had traveled from 10 years ago to the present. In her previous life, because her best friend and her male father betrayed her, she died early. In this life, she had a bold idea. It was to let her best friend marry the male father in her place. Then her fate would be transferred to her best friend. She went to the bathroom to wash her hands and just heard someone calling from the bathroom next door. After going up to ask, she found out that the person inside was on her period but didn't bring anything. So Ji-won brought something for the girl. She even used her jacket to cover the stain on the other person's pants. The other person was extremely grateful for Ji-won's kindness. After greeting, they found out that they were colleagues in the same department. They just didn't interact much. Ji-won then took the girl out to eat. Soo-min apologized to Min-hwan for dirtying his Siamese shirt earlier. After seeing Soo-min's pitiful expression, Min-hwan generously told her not to worry. Ji-won clearly remembered that the Siamese shirt on Min-hwan's body was very expensive. Seeing the two of them singing and praising each other, Ji-won thought that the two of them had indeed started massaging fireworks. But it was also just as Ji-won wished. Only then could Ji-won smoothly change her fate. So Ji-won took the opportunity to go to the bathroom and leave to give the two of them some private space. Before leaving, Ji-won told her boyfriend to take good care of himself. Finally, the two of them finished lunch and left the cafeteria. The two of them stood in the elevator and returned to the office. Because there were too many people in the elevator, the two were forced into the elevator by everyone. What kind of perfume do you use that smells so good? Ji-won on this side went up to the yard. Ji-won on this side went up to the yard to find her colleagues. Ji-won wanted her colleagues to help her review the plan. The manager finished reading it and said that the plan was very good. But Ji-won told the other party to give this plan to the team leader for the team leader to review. Ji-won then told manager Kim that not only her plan but also the plans of many other colleagues in the company had been sent to the team leader. The team leader had only read the first few pages and the truth had already hit manager Kim in the face. The new team leader said to Kim, "I'll finish this project with you later." "Yes, I really feel comfortable being with you." The team leader just looked at the first few pages of the truth and hit manager Kim straight in the face. After saying that, Soo-min felt that the weather was too hot and wanted to eat a round of candy. However, last time he ate it all and Ji-won forgot to buy it. Soo-min immediately felt angry. "What is it? You clearly know that I like eating candy the most." "What happened, Ji-won, did you make Soo-min cry?" "Manhwa, Ji-won said he didn't bring candy. He obviously knew I like candy. If you had the heart, you would have prepared it long ago. I'm really sad." After hearing that, Manhwa immediately nodded her girlfriend's head and took out a box of candy that she had prepared in advance from her pocket. Ji-won even foolishly thanked her boyfriend. Then she willingly went behind the two of them to carry their things. "Sorry, I made you wait for a long time." "It's okay." The young girl suddenly appeared from behind. Seeing the fake earrings in Ji-won's hand, she lifted her hair and pointed at her hand, saying that the earrings she was wearing were the real ones. The two of them went to a restaurant to drink. This was the first time the young girl had eaten spicy rice cakes. She was so happy that she kept clapping her hands. While talking, Ji-won mentioned that she went to the class reunion but was not welcomed. Even became a laughingstock in the eyes of everyone. "See, why did you suffer from school violence? Why did it happen?" She didn't know either. One day, they suddenly hated her, causing her to gradually close herself off. The more she closed herself off, the more mistakes she made. As a result, people hated her even more. The girl advised Ji-won to be brave for once. "Go ask your classmates why they did that. Only when you know the truth can you resolve the conflict with the other party." After listening, Ji-won felt like her eyes had been opened in her previous life. She hid in the bathroom. But when she heard the important part, they discovered her. Ji-won felt that she should continue listening to this conversation. However, she didn't have the courage to do so. After listening, the girl decided to help Ji-won. After saying that, she wrapped up some dumplings to take home to eat. "I can finally repay you for your kindness." The girl took Ji-won to a high-end store. "This is the boss I admire the most." "Hello, I'm designer Song Jimin. Let's go inside." The girl told Ji-won not to worry about the cost because she can be a member here. She had a membership card for a long time but didn't use it. Hearing that, the designer gave the young girl a look that indicated that she would definitely cooperate. The designer said that the membership card could not be expired. Only then did Ji-won feel secure in cutting her hair. The girl also invited a makeup artist to transform Ji-won into a beautiful person. After a makeover from head to toe, Ji-won looked at herself in the mirror with tears in her eyes. Ji-won really couldn't believe that she could be so different. Perfect, it really suited her. "Do you like it?" Ji-won was very satisfied with this look. Then the girl took Ji-won to try on clothes at a famous brand. After shopping until her hands were tired, she threatened Ji-won to buy a bag. "How about this? It's too old-fashioned." The successor, Soo-min, was carrying this bag. Ji-won looked at the bag for a long time and decided to buy it. Soon it was time for the class reunion. Soo-min had come early to the appointment. This cute girl hadn't changed at all. As soon as she sat down, her classmates started to brag about their careers. Everyone had the look of a successful person. Soo-min said that she was lucky to be where she was today. Ji-won also encouraged her a lot. "Are you still hanging out with her?" "Ji-won is my other half. You're such a weak little girl that she's sitting on your head and neck. I wonder how she's living now. Her life must still be miserable. She must still be bullying you like before." I heard that Ji-won will be coming soon and everyone was surprised. Then, Su-min lied that Ji-won's mood hasn't been good lately. It's also because Su-min invited Ji-won to work at the company. As a result, Ji-won had feelings for Min-hoon not long after entering the company. Isn't your target Min-hoon? You two like the same person. No, it's not like that. Can we not mention this when Ji-won comes later? What are you afraid of? She's starting again. The classmates who heard this story all felt indignant for Su-min. Everyone swore that they would teach Ji-won a lesson later. This girl originally wanted to let best friend lost face at the class reunion. Unexpectedly, the fake earrings she was wearing were discovered. She immediately became the object of laughter. Ji-won dressed beautifully for the class reunion. Not only did she attract everyone's attention, she also made her best friend dumbfounded. What the hell is going on? The ugly duckling, why did she become so beautiful now? I don't remember who you are, so this is the first time we've met. You really don't know manners. As soon as Ji-won sat down, she was ridiculed by her classmates. Everyone said Ji-won wore the same earrings as Su-min and dared to come here. The two pairs of earrings don't look the same. Ji-won's look much more high-end. This looks a bit complicated. If I'm not mistaken, this is a fake, right? What's wrong with you? Su-min, you should buy the real thing. Su-min immediately felt extremely embarrassed. Ji-won beside her was extremely happy. It turned out that Su-min had called Ji-won last night. She opened her mouth and immediately wanted to steal Ji-won's plan. Can I change the plan a little and submit it? Ji-won recalled how Su-min had relied on her plan to successfully snatch the opportunity to become a full-time employee. Thinking of this, Ji-won immediately refused. Why is that? Didn't you get rejected? I have a feeling that I will succeed. I have to become a full-time employee. Can't we be good sisters and help each other a little? Facing Su-min's constant pestering, Ji-won still did not change her mind. Also, it's not good for you to call me by my name at work. Even though we are friends, our positions are different and our experiences are different. You told me to make coffee and then ordered me around. Things are a bit too out of line. Can we separate our personal and professional lives a little? Su-min was feeling extremely angry when Ji-won came back. Hanging up the phone. How dare Ji-won treat her like this? In order to take revenge, Ji-won Su-min sent her another message reminding her not to forget to come to the class reunion tomorrow. Okay, if you don't pay attention, you'll forget how chubby you used to be. Okay, if you don't know, I'll teach you a lesson again. Tomorrow, you must wear the earrings I gave you. When Ji-won was about to go to the party, her co-worker noticed the gift box on the ground. After opening it, she told Ji-won that it was a fake. The person who gave such a gift only had one intention, which was to embarrass her sister. The co-worker exchanged her real earrings for Ji-won. Ji-won also decided that before teaching others, it was better to teach herself first. Seeing Su-min embarrassed, Ji-won's mood improved a lot. After that, Ji-won went to the restroom that she had been in her previous life. She decided to sit inside to find out the situation. The secret was that her best friend behind her told these friends about her that made them hate her so much. Very quickly, the three of them went inside. Ji-won heard the same conversation as in her previous life. Just when she was about to hear the main point, the group of people suddenly stopped. We saw Kong Ji-won in high school. Wait a minute. What's wrong? Kong Ji-won wasn't sitting at the dining table just now. Hearing that, they started kicking the door with their feet. Ji-won didn't want to be caught by them like in her previous life. She took the initiative to go out from inside. You're sitting here, why are you pretending not to be here? I came in first. Hearing you guys come in, I had to go out to greet you guys later. Ji-won just smiled and told them to continue talking about the matter just now. She was really curious about what she did to Su-min in high school. You really don't know. As long as it's Su-min's, he'll try to get it. He always imitates Su-min. Aren't these earrings also imitated by Su-min? Ji-won took out the earrings her best friend gave her and said they were fake. The earrings she's wearing are the real ones. These earrings she bought herself. What else could I steal from Sumin? Men. The three classmates asked Ji-won if her current love interest was Manhwa or not. However, Manhwa was clearly the person Sumin liked, and there was also the story of Sumin and Eun-ho dating. They thought that Ji-won was the one who advised the two of them to break up after knowing that they were dating. After knowing the story, Ji-won was extremely surprised. She didn't expect her best friend to slander her like that. The three classmates continued their story. Ji-won joined a large company as a contract employee. Then Ji-won even stole Sumin's love interest. It's really impossible to talk to you guys properly. What did you say? You only heard from one side and have such a malicious attitude towards others, you didn't even go and find out the truth. Ji-won angrily took out her ID card and said that she was the representative of She has been working in the company for 7 years and Sumin only started working in the company last year. I remember that I was promoted to manager for 2 years before Sumin started working, probably around last year. Oh my god, I often meet him to ask about his background, so I know it was early last year. Finally, Ji-won emphasized that Manhwa is her boyfriend. After saying that, Ji-won called Manhwa, then she told him to greet his classmate. Hello, I'm Kong Ji-won's boyfriend, my name is Park Manhwa. Except for Miss Soo-min, I have never heard Ji-won mention other friends, I should greet everyone more. After getting the answer, Ji-won returned to her seat to get her shirt and prepare to leave this place. Soo-min suddenly asked Ji-won where Kong Ji-won wanted to go. Sure enough, her classmates still did not want to let her go. They wanted to know why Ji-won knew Soo-min was dating Eun-ho, but still told them to break up. Only then did Ji-won know that all the grievances she had suffered since school were caused by a close friend. Yet she foolishly told on Soo-min and considered Soo-min her best friend. Ji-won generously admitted that she had indeed liked Eun-ho when she was in school. However, Soo-min had never been with Eun-ho. Had he ever dated Eun-ho? Soo-min encouraged Ji-won to confess, but secretly changed the content of the confession letter. This caused the two people who had feelings for each other to gradually become distant. Finally, on the day of the class reunion, the gay guy exposed Soo-min's lie and confessed to Ji-won. Soo-min also said that when she and Eun-ho were secretly seeing each other, Ji-won was like a mistress who wanted to separate the two. However, the truth was completely different. At that time, Ji-won was the one who had feelings for Eun-ho. Because Soo-min was bad, this relationship was broken, Ji-won explained until her throat was sore and her mouth was sore. However, when everyone saw Soo-min's pitiful appearance, they thought Ji-won was plotting a love affair. A person with a bad temper like her doesn't have any friends. Why do you have to be so calculating? Because you are calculating, I calculate. It is because I do not calculate that you have forgotten how you bullied me 3 years ago. Until now, I took out my business card to prove my innocence, and you still say I am mean. Who knows if that business card is fake or not? The bag she was holding was fake. Big sister immediately got angry and said it was real. After receiving her first salary, she bought this bag in installments for 12 months. Okay, forget it, you are so ridiculous. You are so arbitrary, guessing that other people's things are fake and then saying you are forgetting. Otherwise, what else do you want me to say? Apologize to me quickly. You are the ones who should apologize. Ji-won accused them of bullying her all through high school because of Soo-min's random words. Big sister said that she was a representative of justice. Seeing Soo-min suffer, of course she had to step in to quell the chaos. Ji-won was speechless after hearing this. She felt like a piece of meat on the table for them to cut as they pleased. Suddenly a voice rang out. The person who stepped forward was Eun-ho. In front of everyone, Eun-ho told the whole truth. He affirmed that he and Soo-min had never dated. Being exposed right in front of everyone, Soo-min was embarrassed and lowered her head. Seeing Ji-won hadn't seen her for a long time, Eun-ho smiled and started talking to her. Eun-ho was able to appear at the reunion today because Ji-hyuk had invited him many times. Let me ask, are you free this weekend? You don't seem bad, but I have a girlfriend. That's not what I meant. It's not like you think. Absolutely not. I just wanted to invite you to a reunion. Eun-ho didn't want to attend this reunion. Because until now, he still couldn't forgive Ji-won. Eun-ho didn't expect Ji-won to dare to say that to him in the confession letter. I'm really like that, why are you saying that to me? Don't talk to me anymore. From then on, Ji-won was emotionally hurt. He kept avoiding love. He even wore a ring every day for show. However, his colleagues' words helped him change his mind. If he wanted to go, he had to dress up nicely. So Eun-ho appeared at the class reunion looking handsome. Unexpectedly, he saw Ji-won being slandered. Eun-ho immediately went to Ji-won's rescue. Ji-hyuk could predict what would happen because he was also a person who traveled back to the past. Because he had secretly loved Ji-won for a long time, Ji-hyuk still didn't have a girlfriend. This made his grandfather very dissatisfied. Ji-hyuk could only say that he had someone in his heart. Someone he knew. Whose daughter's name is that? I have a one-sided love. Ji-hyuk said that he had always done things according to his grandfather's wishes, but when it came to marriage, he wanted to follow his heart. I hope you believe me. I thought you didn't know. Have I ever done something I didn't like? It's just that I didn't have my own thoughts, so I did it. Grandpa was very happy that his grandson had something he wanted to do, but he was extremely curious about whose daughter Ji-hyuk liked. When he got in the car, he ordered his secretary to quickly investigate. Even if he had to turn the city upside down, he had to find that person. During the class reunion, everyone was curious about why Eun-ho was here. Eun-ho didn't care about the others and just stared at Ji-won without taking his eyes off her. Finally, he spoke first. You liked me before, right? So why did you do that at that time? Hearing Eun-ho say that, Ji-won immediately became tense. Then she turned around and ran away from this place. Ji-won's strange actions made the people there feel confused. After thinking for a while, Ji-hyuk decided to go to the class reunion. As soon as he arrived, Ji-hyuk saw Ji-won running out of it. Ji-won's new look made Ji-hyuk stand there, dumbfounded. Eun-ho also chased after Ji-won to explain. I'm sorry, let me wipe your hands for you. Ji-hyuk followed Ji-won and coincidentally saw the two holding hands. Seeing this, Ji-hyuk immediately became jealous. Not wanting the pain from her previous life to repeat itself again, Ji-won said she never liked Eun-ho. When Ji-won was about to turn around and leave, Eun-ho stopped her. I used to really like you. The next day, the beautiful Ji-won returned to work, making everyone stare in amazement. However, it made Ji-hyuk feel insecure. He started to wonder whether he should tell Ji-won the whole truth about Manhwa, and Sumin. Manhwa was overjoyed, always wanting to find a chance to be with Ji-won. Why are you so beautiful? It seems like the department head is interested in you. You guys were the ones who abused her, but now you're blaming me. After being exposed for who she really is, Sumin started to become indifferent. Late at night, Sumin went to see Manhwa to comfort him. At the same time, Hee-jaeon's true identity was about to be revealed. Unexpectedly, Hee-jaeon was Ji-hyuk's younger sister. The girl was embarrassed because her best friend was taking revenge. In the middle of the night, he went to find his best friend's lover and cried. The two even invited each other to eat and drink, then flirted with each other. But when she left, Sumin started to manipulate everyone's psychology. But the classmates already knew that Sumin's true identity was just a trainee. Thanks to Ji-won's introduction, Sumin was able to enter a big company. The classmates told Sumin to use the company's name to prove it. However, Sumin had nothing to use. The boss immediately got angry. Before that, she had asked Sumin to teach her the secret to passing the interview at a big company. On top of that, she also invited Soo Min to a meal. The result was that Soo Min had a back door. Not counting this, there was also the matter of Soo Min dating Eun Ho. Everyone wanted Soo Min to explain clearly. Eun Ho, who normally never contacted, suddenly came to the class reunion. Soo Min felt like she had been doused with cold water. After that, she kept defending that it was all in the past. She had long forgotten about it. Are you kidding us? We were fooled all this time because of your lies. Now everyone knows that Ji-won didn't force Soo Min to take over, but she intentionally made everyone misunderstand. Have you always wanted to harm Ji-won? Why do I have to do that? I'm Ji-won's friend. That's right, Kang Ji-won was cursed all through high school, not because of you. You said she wanted your boyfriend. You said she cursed your way of dressing and wanted to take everything from you. You're the one who complains all day. I didn't tell you to curse Kang Ji-won. You were the ones who bullied yourself and then blamed me. Soo Min responded and stood up and left. This time, her classmates saw her true face. Soo Min still didn't know how to eat when she went to the bathroom. When did I tell them to curse that girl? Why are they cursing me now? Those ghosts. Soo Min angrily called Ji-won, but the other party did not bother to answer. Why did Baek Eun Ho suddenly appear at that time? By the time Soo Min came out, all of her friends had already left. This time she was the one who was abandoned. At the same time, Ji-won received Eun Ho's confession in an ambiguous atmosphere. Section Chief Ju standing behind finally couldn't stand it anymore. Ji-hyuk called Ji-won and said that there was an urgent matter that required her to come to the hotel for the whole day. Okay, I'll be there in 30 minutes. After hanging up the phone, Ji-won said goodbye to Eun Ho. Can I have your phone number? Ji-won saved his number in Eun Ho's phone and hurriedly left. Eun Ho was extremely happy to get Ji-won's number. He waved goodbye to Ji-won, but when he turned back, he met Ji-hyuk's fierce gaze. He also didn't want to lose. Ji-won hurriedly went to the hotel as agreed. Manager Ju said that he would invest a lot of money in online marketing. But the company's concept is relatively conservative. Therefore, Ji-hyuk wants Ji-won to support his proposal unconditionally. After entering the observation room, Ji-won is overwhelmed by the scene before her eyes. This place is really too awesome. This will be a platform for all ages in the next 10 years. At this time, Director Wang suddenly walks in. Manager Ju introduces Ji-won to him. This is the time when the violent Wang Hyo-in of the company is still in the company. Ji-won remembers that in his previous life, this manager often beat up the flight attendant. A video accidentally went viral on the internet, making him embarrassed. Thinking of this, Ji-won still smiles and asks him. Director Wang sees how beautiful Ji-won is and tries to shake her hand. However, Manager Ju in the middle quickly stops him. Working with such a beautiful employee is really interesting. Ji-won suddenly understood why the team leader Kim was so arrogant at the company. It was because he had a big backer. After finishing work, Chief Ju offered to take Ji-won home. Ji-won was chatting happily with Chief Ju when suddenly her best friend called. You coldly hung up. If you have an appointment, I can wait for you there. No. Ji-won turned on her phone again. Seeing the message from Eun Ho, Ji-won smiled slightly. That scene was accidentally caught by Chief Ju. Who sent the message? My classmate is going to a class reunion today. We haven't seen each other for a long time, so we exchanged contact information. Ji-won confessed that she used to really like Eun Ho. He was also her first love. Hearing Ji-won say that, Chief Ju couldn't calm down anymore. Meeting your first love can bring back past emotions. However, people often say that first love is just a love to remember. So let past emotions pass. There's no such feeling between us. I have a boyfriend now anyway. Section Chief Ju was stabbed twice in a row. When they were about to get home, Ji-won and I saw Manhwa's back. Ji-won quickly adjusted the seat to avoid Manhwa from seeing her. Recently, all the cats and dogs are driving luxury cars. You can't see inside the car from the outside. That's not what I did. Don't you want to be seen? Why should I? Soo-min, what's wrong? Why are you here at this hour? Seeing Soo-min's eyes swollen from crying, Min-hwan kept asking. Min-hwan was about to take Soo-min to Ji-won's house, but suddenly realized that Ji-won had changed her password. The password was the first day Min-hwan and Ji-won started dating. It seemed to be 0622, so he could call Ji-won to check. Min-hwan couldn't call Ji-won, so he could only comfort the heartbroken Soo-min, but his eyes were looking down. Seeing the attractive scene, Min-hwan suddenly felt hot. Min-hwan quickly took off his coat and put it on Soo-min. Don't cry anymore, let's go out. The man saw his girlfriend suddenly become beautiful and wished he could hold her in his arms. Honey, are you really my girlfriend? I didn't realize it. Ji-won didn't expect her boyfriend to be so agitated. Wanting to touch her right at the company, Ji-won fearfully stepped back. The two of them smiled awkwardly, making Soo-min and the department head very uncomfortable. Last night, Soo-min took advantage of her beauty to intentionally invite Min-hwan out for a drink. She drank a few glasses and told him that she was now very worried that Ji-won would misunderstand her because of the class reunion. Min-hwan felt that Ji-won wasn't that kind of person. Ji-won has been strange lately, I feel more and more distant from you. Min-hwan also felt that his girlfriend had been acting very strangely recently. Could it be that Ji-won has a new lover? No way. Ji-won liking me means that she likes my handsomeness and style. Soo-min suddenly changed the subject and said that she was lucky to have met Min-hwan tonight. Otherwise, she would have hidden in bed and cried all night. You're the best, you're the coolest. These words made Min-hwan immediately happy look. This time, Soo-min even deliberately touched chopsticks with him. The two looked up at each other, causing Min-hwan to completely fall into the trap. On Ji-won's side, she wanted to stay away from the two of them, so she was walking along the Han River with the head of the department Ju. While chatting, Ji-won mentioned the fast food box project she was working on. The head of the department Ju was a bit surprised when he heard it. He immediately told Ji-won to show it to him when she finished. No need. I'm really looking forward to it, so please finish it as soon as possible. If that's the case, then fine. The head of the department suddenly took off his glasses. Ji-won was surprised by how handsome he looked without glasses. She conveniently complimented him a few sentences. Was the head of the department planning to wear glasses for her husband? Seeing that it was late, the head of the department took Ji-won home. Ji-hyo originally wanted to remind Ji-won to peacefully break up with Min-hwan, but because she was too nervous, she said the wrong thing. In short, I don't think it's necessary to get married. It seems like you're a non-marriageist, right? If it's not like that, I want to get married too. I mean, oh my god. The manager saw him smile so well. This sentence solved the awkward situation at that time. After returning home, Ji-won saw Hye-sung placing the interior decoration proposal on the table. This is exactly what you want. Ji-won was touched. If you want to do everything, I advise you to move. Move later. This was also a good idea. At this moment, Min-hwan called. Ji-won answered the phone and her best friend's voice suddenly rang out. Seeing this, she immediately hung up. Min-hwan sent countless messages to Ji-won to explain on behalf of Soo-min. Everything at the class reunion was just a misunderstanding. In order for this pair of cats and chickens to get together as soon as possible, Ji-won told Min-hwan to bring her best friend home. At the same time, remember to take good care of Soo-min. After explaining, Ji-won tiredly lay on the bed. Thinking about the scene of the two closest people betraying her in her previous life, Ji-won began to beg those two to get married. As soon as possible, her phone suddenly rang again. Ji-won saw Eun-ho's phone and her expression immediately changed. The two of them reminisced about the past. Ji-won suddenly brought up the past. He had told Min not to talk to him anymore, which was why things turned out like this. The more Ji-won talked, the more angry Eun-ho became. He clearly said that Ji-won had rejected him at first. Did I reject you? That's right, I still have that letter, your letter of inquiry. I was going to throw it away, but I couldn't.